Hello, everyone. My name is Sean Kelly. I'm an instructor here at Santa Barbara City College, and I am going to help you today to make an astrolabe. Here's our astrolabe, and this is our completed astrolabe. We're going to make another one just like it. It'll just take a few minutes. And let me start off with the list of materials that you will need. Start off with the sheet that we need, right? We need a printout. Here's our astrolabe printout. Need one of these. You'll need a piece of cardboard. Since I've already made one, I still have a little piece of cardboard left. That'll be perfect. I'll need a little glue. I got a glue stick here. I got a big glue stick. That works great. I will need a needle and thread. And here's a needle and thread. You need about 20 centimeters worth, 25 maybe. So it's about 10 inches worth of string. I'm using a needle and thread. I've already threaded that because that takes a few minutes. I'm not very good at that. So you're going to need to do that too. And I have a little bit of tape, and I'm going to need scissors to cut stuff out. Okay, and that's it. That's all I need. So let's go ahead and get started with this. And we'll start off, and I'll point out two things. That there's the main circle. This is our main circle. And then right here we have some arrows that are going to be used to read the astrolabe. And so what I want to do is make sure I set those aside. I'll go ahead and cut that out. Don't lose them. In fact, let me do those first. I'll do those first. Okay, so you're just going to cut the arrows. There's two arrows. The center piece is where you're going to be cutting them apart. And you're just going to cut and get these two arrows, right? Okay, let's try it again. Here we go. Cut along the lines. Okay, cut and cut. All righty, here we go. All right, and cut. Main thing is we want the arrows to be able to point, so we want a nice sharp arrow. And I'll cut. Okay, I've got the double arrow here. I'm going to cut it right in the middle. And now I've got two arrows. So here's my two arrows. I'll set them aside for a few minutes and I'll come back. Okay, now to our circle. So we're just going to cut around this circle. And you do want to get kind of close, but don't waste too much time. But you're just trying to get right there next to it. Actually, I can get a little closer than that. Well, if I don't quite trim it perfectly now, after I glue it onto my cardboard, I can trim it more carefully. So actually leaving a little bit is fine. Not a big deal. Might even help you when you're trimming to leave a little bit extra. In fact, maybe I should give you guys that advice, huh? But I haven't made one in about, half an hour or so. I've forgotten all these cool tricks. So I left a little extra. And I don't think that's going to hurt. I'm just going to have a little extra, right? And then I'm going to trim that after I glue it onto my cardboard. So I'm going to glue it onto the cardboard. I'm going to take my glue stick and really make sure to get the edges. That's where it tends to lift up. Okay, so I got my glue stick, and I'm going to just give it plenty, right? Don't worry about wasting glue. It just takes a little bit, but get those edges. Make sure to get those edges. And nice edges. There we go. A little bit more. All right. Okay, I got all my glue. I'll be using that in a few minutes just to attach the arrows. But meanwhile, let's go ahead and attach this. All right, and you can see that now my edges are sticking. Oh, well, straighten that out. Okay, I got a nice good connection there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut around the cardboard. The cardboard's a little tougher, so one of the things that I often will do is try to cut away extra cardboard. I even would use a razor blade. I'm not getting one out today, but if in the past I've used a razor blade. So I'm just going to do a rough trim just to get rid of most of the excess. And now I'll do my careful job. Okay, so that little extra that I left, around the circle, well, I can go ahead and trim that off right now. So I'm going to go ahead and trim right next to my circle. All right, so I got my circle. All right, we're almost done, getting close here. I'm going to now take my needle and I'm going to poke the needle right through the center, exactly in the center. I'm going to find that little crosshairs. And it's a little hard to push through. I mean, I can do it, so I'll push it through. And you can see that I poked it through, but I'm not pushing the needle all the way through. I'm going to pull it back and put the needle from the back side, because this way the string will come out the front face of my astrolabe. Now, before I pull it all the way, I'm going to need to make sure that I don't pull it all the way through. So I'm going to fold it over and then make a little knot at the end of the string. And so this is just, just a quick little knot, nothing fancy here, just a quick little knot, right? But when I pull now, instead of going through, it's going to get stuck on that knot. Okay, so here's where I'm going to attach a piece of tape, just a little piece of tape over there, and that keeps it from coming loose. Okay, all right, there's my basic apparatus. I'm going to attach the weight now, and this is way too long. I don't need this much. In fact, I only want it to hang just a couple of inches past the end, a few centimeters past the end, 3 to 5 centimeters. Okay, so I'm actually going to cut this, cut it. And now I'm going to attach the weight. And so I've got my weight right here. Here's my weight. I'm going to go ahead and just go through, and I'm going to use just a regular knot. Well, actually, I'm going to modify it slightly. I'm going to do like a fisherman style. And so the way it works is you loop it through, and then loop it through again, the same hole, same opening, and even again. You can even go again if you want, okay? But I'm going to finish that. And then I'm going to do that one more time. Okay, and I'm looping through again. That's probably enough. Okay, and now I've got it. Okay, so I've got my, looks like I made a little mistake there. But anyways, it looks like I've got my string hanging here. Okay, it's all good. And the last step is going to be to apply the arrows. So the arrows, if you notice, there's a little line right here. That's a bend point, and I just want to bend it right on that line if I can. And there you go, just a little bend, right? Okay. And this flap that is not the pointy part is going to be stuck down onto the circle. So where do we put it? We're going to put it right on this black line, one of them here and one of them here. Towards the end of the black line, you can see, right? So that the fold is at the end and it's centered on the black line. And here's the important part. When I put it down, when I put the arrow down, it should go right to the S, right? And the other one will go right to the N. Okay, it looks like I've got the right position. I'm going to add some glue. Okay, so I'm just gluing just the bottom part. Okay, I'm attaching it, and it's still going to be loose while it's wet, and I can go ahead and just make sure that it's in the center and points right towards the S when I'm done. Okay, and it should lift up because I didn't glue the whole arrow down, just that little base. Okay, I'm going to flip it around, And now do the same thing with the other arrow. So here's my little fold. I fold it. Okay. Put a little glue on there, just on the base. Okay. Put it at the end of the black line in the middle, and it points right at N. Okay. And up right there. Points right at N. Okay, and then lift it up. Okay, and I've just completed my astrolabe. And if you go to you can go to my YouTube channel, but you can also find a little video link to how to use this thing, right? And it's basically going to allow us to locate the azimuth and the altitude of stars and planets in the sky. So thank you for watching.